All right, welcome everybody. I'm so excited that I have great guests today for my webinar, Fearless Future. Do you want to take action and climb off the corporate ladder? And and I'll share a little bit about my story, but I want to really get to know all of you first. And tell us about you. Where are you in your journey? And what is that number one challenge right now that you're facing? And let's talk about it. And if we don't have time today, like it doesn't have to be an hour. Like if you have more than an hour, 15 minutes, we can go over 15 minutes if that's okay with both of you. If it does get to that, it's fine. If not, that's okay too. And we can always chat offline as well. Okay. But I chose this title, Fearless Future, and fear is going to be something that we're going to talk about today, because I believe, and this has been my experience, that fear holds us back from taking the next step for various reasons. So I wanted to bring in a community of people that are in that journey, that they are in a corporate rat race. I call it corporate craziness. And I want to help you get into, if not entrepreneurship, however, a new career. Okay. And I call it not a job, I call it a career. What are you looking to step into? Okay. And if it's entrepreneurship, that's great. If not, that's okay too, because I also help you with your resume. I help you with your cover letters. I just helped Teresa redo her cover letter and her resume and cover letter for a position that she was applying for. So I can help with that as well. All right. So why don't we start with either Rich or Teresa? Tell us where you're from and tell us a little bit about your career journey and what is that number one challenge, and what would you hope to get out of today? Teresa, you want to go?
Sure.
Okay, go.
So I'm Teresa from Norwalk, Connecticut, and I've been stuck in a position for 9 years. It'll be 10 years in December. However, I've been furloughed because of COVID since August 1st. And from what I hear, the company's kind of going down. A lot of people are leaving.
Okay.
And I just think it's time. I think I was just comfortable in ways of I enjoy the getting off every day on Fridays at 3 o'clock. The dress code was just always casual, so wearing jeans and sneakers and t-shirts. So I think I just got set in a place, and I kind of regret it. I don't think I was recognized enough, or with doing my job and all that I do for the company on call 24/7 for certain things, and I don't think I was recognized as much, or getting the money I should be paid. When I look at other positions that's doing the same thing that I do, the pay is way higher. So I think I missed out on quite a few opportunities. And I was scared. Honestly, I was scared to make this move because of age. Another one was because of my ethnicity. And then the other was, I don't have a college background, but I do have the skills.
Okay.
So I was scared of making those moves. But what I want to get out of this today, and with speaking with Tina, she's given me a lot of encouragement, words of wisdom, and I don't really have that fear anymore. So, well, the test would be if I get an interview. That's the big test.
Okay. Good.
So, what I'm trying to get out of this is probably how to be more communicative with people, how to, probably work more on my emails. I'm a little shy when it comes to public speaking. It's easy to do through video. It's easy to do, but when it's in front of even just one person face to face, I'm very Shy.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
very shy, very nervous. Is some way stuttering kicks in. I don't know where that comes from, but
Okay.
that kicks in. So I'm
Awesome.
learning a lot from Tina, and I just want to get a lot out of this to give me the encouragement to go ahead when I have interviews, how to say it, what to say it. Um, and I guess that's about it.
Good. You said some great things that I'm going to touch on today. And because I circled some things and share with you about my story and how I got, how I left my corporate job in 2018, for the last time, for the last time leaving corporate and being an entrepreneur full time is just, yeah, I'll share my story. But let's get to Rich. Okay, Rich, tell me.
Well, I'm Rich Perry. I'm Tina's cousin. Known her my entire life. So, and she's such a great person, great personality. So when I even saw that she was doing something like this, I was been watching you on Facebook and the messages that you've given. I thought it was always great and inspiring. But then when you had this webinar pop up, I'm like, I need to try this, because I mean, currently, for Teresa, I live in New Rochelle, New York. I'm currently working for a company in Manhattan. I've always had a corporate job. I went to school, came out of school, went straight to a corporate job. I've always been in the corporate world.
Me too.
Exactly. And the one thing that's, especially now with COVID and other things that have happened in the past, because like I said, prior to COVID in 2019, I got let go from the first time I was ever let go. I've never experienced it before. And the company itself was being sold, and the senior executives all took the money and ran and left the rest of us to, I mean, that's the way it works in corporate America. The ones that have the titles get a good deal and get, the parachute, and the rest are left to either stay with the company or be let go. And, unfortunately I was caught up in the whole let go portion of it, which is fine, but it was terrifying. And I am just tired of being scared. Even now with COVID, I'm terrified that, at any moment in time, the company could just say, well, we don't need you, or we're going to make a change. And because of that change, you're no longer going to have a job. And then that sets me into a tailspin. That my wife and I we're scrambling and petrified that if, something like that happens, what do we do? So, I mean, we've put in things in place to protect ourselves, but I don't like that feeling. I don't like that at any moment in time, somebody has the ability to put me into a tailspin, and I don't want that. So the one thing that this speaks to me, and I'm hoping to get out of this, is to see how I can conquer that fear, and how do I even go about getting out of the corporate world, and what do I do once I get out of the corporate world? What am I looking to achieve and stuff like that? I mean, there are things that I do on the side, I've always done on the side. And it's kind of funny that everything I've done on the side has been like creative, and it's not really been corporate, but I've always been in corporate for some reason, because I have my mother in my back of my head always saying, you need to have security, you need to have security. Exactly. Well, they are sisters. So.
Yeah. See, my mother and his mother are sisters, Teresa, and my father would always say the same thing. So we grew up in that family mindset, because we're going to talk about mindset.
And that's exactly it. I've always had this thing with security. So to me, it's like, okay, go to a corporate job because you'll have the security.
Exactly.
But I've found that, while the company I work for is great, the people are great, it's just, I don't see that as what I'm meant to do anymore. It's like, I really think I need to be doing something else.
So what is your background, like, what are you doing right now? What kind of job is it right now?
Right now, I work with facilities and real estate. So I actually run a department, a global department. So I have a bunch of facilities managers that report to me. And so basically I'm responsible for all the offices of the company. Be it from the day-to-day to the real estate, and then, dealing with corporate real estate. So I mean, I like it. I've done it for over 20 years. But it's just not, I don't know, it's just not all anymore. To me, it's like, I want to do something that different that fulfills me, basically.
Okay. So how long have you been there?
With this company, a year and a half.
A year and a half. Okay.
Prior to that, the company, I was there for 12 years. So And that's what some of the things Teresa were telling me about being comfortable and things like that. It was resonating with me because that's how I stayed there for so long, because I had other opportunities, but I was comfortable.
Exactly.
And then unfortunately I got let go. And so they sort of ripped that Band-Aid off.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. So, and Rich, just so you know, Teresa has been a facilities administrator and she's done running facilities and managing and things like that and has trained and everything. So I think Teresa and Rich, you have some commonalities in terms of your industry because you've done real estate, okay? And you're doing it right now. You're running a department. And Teresa's been a facilities manager, and she's done office management type of roles as well. So but it's in New York City, Teresa. So anyway, but I don't know if your company is even looking, but right now. So, all right. So fear is huge. Comfortable, I heard, of course. You're there, you like your job, but you're not fulfilled.
Correct.
Okay. But at least, okay. So one thing is you have a job and the company seems stable for now.
Yes.
Okay. So there's no sign of layoff. Are you going into the office or are you working at home?
Both.
Both.
I go into the office about 3 times a week. It's a tech company, so a lot of people just work remote. So the majority of the people are still working remote, and they have the option to do that. You can come in if you want to, but you're not required to just yet.
Okay. Okay, good. All right. So these are all things that I've experienced and that are very, very, they're so common that it's not even funny. Okay. Because this is why I wanted to create this webinar, because fear is huge. I got laid off. I was working for a company in New York City, Rich, Pitney Bowes. I was in training and development, and I was there for 9 years and got laid off suddenly. And I had just been promoted to area trainer for the whole Northeast region. And I was transferred out of HR into operations and found myself laid off for the first time ever. And at the time I was divorced. I had my 2 kids and found myself laid off. So that was a lesson for the first time in my life where I was scared. And now what the F do I do?
Exactly.
Because what do I do? And so this is where I started my journey of okay, I've always quit jobs, but I've never been laid off. And so you did find another job, Rich, how long were you in between laid off and get a new job?
It took me 6 months to find a job.
Okay, so 6 months, not bad. Okay. Well, when I got laid off, I decided to collect unemployment. I did the severance package. I took 1.5 years to figure out, because I was getting money in and it was okay. And I started networking, and that's one of the things that, I do a lot of is networking and meet people and who can connect me to someone. And because you just never know what journey someone else is on or who they can direct you to. So it sounds to me, Rich, yeah, so you're working in a comfortable job, but you're now not fulfilled and you're looking for something more, but you don't know what that something more is. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you do on the side that's creative?
Well, let's see. I do drawing and painting. I make cakes. Like specialty cakes. Mickey and I do that together. So there are things that we're doing. It's like we joke that you always have to have a side hustle, and so that's sort of like our side hustle right now.
Nice.
We do like little specialty cakes, but I've always wanted to do something like that permanently, like that become my main role, not and where I am in control of whether I succeed or fail. I mean, I know I have that same control somewhat in my own where I'm working, but there's always that thing hanging over my head that I don't have the control, that someone can just come down and grab me and say, okay, that's it, you got to leave.
And here's the thing, Rich and Teresa, we cannot control anything except, and I mean, you probably know this, but I'm going to just emphasize it. We have no control over whatever happens in our life. Both of you know I lost my daughter. Couldn't control that, right?
Right.
I couldn't control getting laid off. I couldn't control, I got divorced. Well, I chose to get divorced. Okay. So I made a decision. There's things that we can choose in our life. And then there's things that just get taken away. So there is no job security. Okay. I mean, and don't go in with that expectation that there is security, because there isn't. And our parents, oh, go get a good job. Because back in their days, when you went to work for a company, you were there for years, until you were actually there until you retired. And then you got their pension, and, and you were good. You were good. But that doesn't happen anymore. So times have changed dramatically. And fear is, so when we think of fear and how it impacts us, and before I even go into that, let me go backwards. So finishing my story. So I got laid off, but I did get a job as a corporate recruiter. And I was there 11 years, too long. And what got me there was that I had an opportunity to manage the recruiting department. And it was a small company. I like privately owned small companies. I like better than big companies. I liked it at the beginning. But as I'm going through the years, it was a burnt out. We get burnt out and we realize this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I was totally disgusted. And then you kind of go in that complacent, comfortable, and you just don't like the people. There's toxicity. There's people that just the political crap, the games people play, and that you have to play the game. You go in with the face, everything's great, but it really isn't. So you can't be your authentic self when you're going into the corporate world. However, we need, again, money. We all need to pay our bills. We need that. We have to pay our bills. We want to have a lifestyle that's comfortable. Okay. Or even more than comfortable. We want to have a good lifestyle. So now, Teresa, so Rich, it's you and your wife. I know you don't have kids. Teresa, it's you. Do you have kids, Teresa?
Yes.
Okay. How many do you have?
2 sons.
Awesome.
28 and 21.
Okay. So you have responsibilities as well as Rich. So Rich, we all have responsibilities. Okay. I'm, me and my husband, and we live in a condo that we downsized. We sold our house and moved into a condo, and moved 45 minutes away from where my parents live. So we made a big change in 2020, sold our house, and took care of my daughter, and all kinds of change happened in 2020. So now we're in that condo. But getting back to why did I leave my job? It was because I wanted to live a life that I could be in control, but more importantly, have passion, have purpose. Why, for example, Rich, why do you like the painting, the drawing, the cakes? What is it about that you like? Tell me.
It's being able to create something. It's, I find myself more at the most ease when I'm doing that. If I'm sitting in front of a canvas and I'm painting, I get into a zone, and I get into a world, and it's just peace. And it's not what I experience when I go into the office. I'm tense, knowing that, okay, I got to do this, and this. And,
exactly.
And like you said, I may not be able to control everything. And so sometimes it gets frustrating, and the politics and the games, and it's just, it's just not healthy.
No, it's not healthy. And so fear really impacts us in the way that we just get stuck in that mindset. I'm going to go into mindset as well, because fear and mindset are just so together. Fear is what got me into that job. And my mindset was staying on, well, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I can't make money. How can I make money living my passion? So for you, Rich, I don't know if you've thought of this. How am I going to make money baking cakes and painting?
Yes, exactly. That's the one thing. I don't see how I can, how would I go about, but there are people who do, and that's the part that I'm missing.
Okay, so this is where I hope to help you today. There's 2 types of mindset. There's a growth and a fix. And I recommend a book called The Psychology of Success by Carol Dweck, Dweck. And I'll put it in the chat, actually. Psychology of Success. She goes into more depth about these 2 types of mindset, but just real quickly for today, it's the growth mindset and fix. So when you hear the word fixed, what comes to mind? fixed mindset? Teresa, Rich?
Steady.
What is it? What did you say?
I said steady.
Steady. Okay, so fixed, steady. Okay, Rich?
Sort of set in its way.
You're set in your way, right? And as you get older, you're more set in your ways, or you're thinking, well, I can't make a change now later in my life. What am I, crazy?
Bingo.
Okay, yeah. Or people might say to you, and I don't know if your wife says this to you, like, are you crazy? You're going to leave a good job to do cakes?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Or Teresa, just so you know, Rich, she is an author of children's books.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. So Teresa, you have sold books already.
Yes.
Okay. So if you took that and made it a business and you created your own publishing company, I know you're working towards that, right?
I'm working towards that. I still have to complete all the paperwork for that.
Good.
However, it just, for you, Rich, it was more of a lot of marketing I did. When I first started, I wasn't marketing. I just told people, word of mouth. But then I started joining different groups on Facebook, different groups on LinkedIn, and different groups on Twitter.
Mhm.
And Instagram. So I've joined like a lot of publishing, author, illustrator groups. So I just kept posting stuff in there. Like,
Yes.
this is my book. And then I started coming up with speeches or creative paragraphs to write. And then, some will send me like a personal message or something. Hey, I'm interested in buying your book. Stuff like that. I'm not where I want to be, but my passion has always been writing since I was young. Yes, it's basically middle school. So this is something I would love to leave the corporate world and do, but I'm not at that financial area to do so.
And that's okay. And here's the thing I'm going to tell you. It took me 6 years to leave my corporate job from, and to be in entrepreneurship. Now, part of it, huge part, was me. I was in my own way because I didn't feel worthy, and I didn't feel I had fear. It's all fear. So how does fear impact our decision? Is that fear holds us back. We don't move forward because we are believing right here. When you think of your mindset, think of a circle. Mindset is in the middle. You begin with your beliefs. Your beliefs say, okay, oh, I can't do this. My belief is that I'm too old. I can't learn something new, or I'm not gonna be able to make money on this because it's my passion. But this is secure over there, and I'm gonna stay here because it's comfortable. Okay, but what is the trade-off here? Because you got this passion and you are making money with the non-passion, okay, but you're not fulfilled, you're not happy. And so as you're going through life, and life is too short, guys, women, it's too short. Step into your passion, and you could do something, Rich, like Teresa's doing. She's starting to do more and more. And here's the thing, I was building my business, Life is Ideal, part-time, networking, my website, marketing. It's all about getting yourself out there. People need to know who is Rich. Okay. Who is Mickey? What is your business? Come, create, and there's a lot of resources that will help you. I'm a business coach as well. I help entrepreneurs also launch their businesses, but there's also in New York, I don't know if we have something here, the SBA, Small Business Administration. That's a resource. I don't know if New York has things like that can help you with business plan. They can help. There's a lot of free resources, free mentoring that you can go to, and they help you with all kinds of things on how to start a business, how you can get there. Because we're not saying you today that you need to quit your job and tomorrow start your business. That's not what I did, and that's not what I recommend. But what I do recommend is don't let fear stop you. Those thoughts that go in our head. So it starts with beliefs, goes in our thoughts. We have all these thoughts every day, and then it goes into action, and then it's the results. So think of your thoughts, how it affects your results. Okay, for every situation you're in, if you think you're going to be successful, or you react in a positive way, the outcome will be better. But if you keep staying on the fixed mindset that we talked about, and when you think of fixed, is that you are staying right where you are. If I had stayed in my job and there today, I wouldn't have been able, number one, I wouldn't have been able to be in my own business. I wouldn't have been able to have the freedom and the flexibility. I wouldn't have been able to spend time with my daughter as she's dying of cancer. And so when you think about a dream, what's holding you back? Because it's you that's holding you back. And I held myself back. So the next time you think of your dream, why are you holding on? So when you think of fear, I would like both of you to make a list. I want you to like write the fear down. Like, what is the fear that you have? And why do you have that fear? Like, keep digging deeper and deeper. It's like peeling the layers of an onion of this fear. I'm afraid of not making money. Why? And then you keep going, ask yourselves these questions. Keep asking yourself the question, why, until you really know the root cause of why you're afraid to leave your job. Okay, because it could be, I mean, for me, like the fear of rejection, the fear of not getting clients, definitely the fear of success, the fear of failure. Okay, and it's been, you know, it'll be 3 years this year. Am I making the money that I was doing 3 years ago? No, not yet. Not yet. But I got to tell you, from 2018 was half a year, so I don't count 2018. But 2019 to 2020, I tripled my income from 2019 to 2020. Because what happened was I went out and got more opportunities I wouldn't have been able to get had I not been in my own business, because I had the time. I was more laser focused. I wasn't dealing with all the crap of the distractions that come in, and you're not being your authentic self. You're always fake. You've got to be fake. Okay. And it's okay to have a job. I'm not by any means minimizing what you're doing. Is great, Rich. What you're doing, Teresa, or we're doing at the last job, they needed you. You were making a difference. It's just that it's time to get that growth mindset and say, okay, what's the worst thing can happen? Or say to yourself, what if this works? Like, I want you to visualize, and this is part of my process. I created a 6-step process that I'm going to share with you before we end, is how do I take you from uncertainty to clarity? Okay, in 6 steps. And I created this during COVID. I was like, what can I do to help people? Because when I started my business, I started my business with one tool called the passion test. And it's a tool that gives you clarity about what is it that you want to do. Okay, now, Rich, you already know you love the creating cakes and the painting and you know, all that design, that drawing. You just don't know how can you integrate that with your cakes. You never know. Okay. Right. Teresa, you already have the books. You're creative. You're a great writer. You've already started to sell your books. You just now, you know, what I want you to do, Teresa, is I want you to just continue to stay consistent, disciplined, and every day do something. And Rick, this goes for you too. Every day, what will you do to achieve that goal? Like, if your goal is to leave corporate, set a timetable. Like, when would you like to leave corporate? Pick a date. Now, I picked a date and I went through that date numerous times. It's okay. I always made excuses. So don't be so hard on yourself if you do not make that date. Okay. Some people have told me not to have a deadline, not because that puts a lot of pressure on us. Mm-hmm. But I see it as you're setting a goal and having an end. You see yourself, let's say, for me, July of 2018 was the 4th time that I said I was going to leave. And then my family and my coworkers were tired of hearing me. Yeah. Tina's always going to say she's leaving her job and she's going to be an entrepreneur, blah, blah, blah. They were tired of hearing me. And I kept saying, no, I'll show you. And I finally did. And they were like, wow, I did it. And I didn't even tell my husband. because he was one of the people that was trying to keep me in the job because I was carrying the health insurance. And he wasn't, he was self-employed. So one thing I want to share with both of you is that when you're not happy with what you're doing, it impacts your relationships with your family. It impacts your health. Okay. And for what? For a job that could let you go tomorrow. They will have no problem letting you go because all it is about them, the bottom line, and you're helping them with the bottom line. Okay. And you're contributing, but they're making money with us as employees. So think of yourself like you want to be in control of your destiny. You want to create your future. So fear is huge. Okay. Is there any other fear that you have right now that both of you would like to share here? Because I know you said fear. Now, Teresa, you said your age, your degree, that you have no degree.
Right.
Girl, if you're looking for a new career in a company, okay, they interview you, you have to really and we could talk about this offline, how do you answer questions? Because your skills and experience that you bring far outweigh a degree. Okay. And if it's a requirement, it's not the right job for you. Next, go looking for something else. Okay. It's just keep going, because if you have to, right now you need to work at a company, I get it, but you're moving towards your passion of your business. And don't beat up on yourself like, oh God, I'm doing this for so long and I'm still in my job. I know. Okay. And it gets frustrating. And this is where your mindset thing goes like, why am I even bothering? This is never going to happen. I'm too old for this, and I just can't do this. Okay. Why do I, but you know what? But it eats up at you. And, time goes by. And I always say, how much pain are you in before you make that decision? You might not be in enough pain to make that decision to leave, because when a company lets you go, you find yourself having to what? What did you have to do, Rich, when you got laid off?
I started thinking of my next step. I started scrambling, trying to figure out. I started reaching out to people. It's just my next thing was to get the next job. That was the focus. It wasn't take some time off and reevaluate and maybe re-examine what you want to do. My first instinct was, okay, I actually was escorted out of the building, and as I was walking to the train, I was on my phone calling contacts to see what's out there. So it's I didn't even wait for for me to even get to the train station before I started reaching out to people. There was no break. I just refused to take a break. I was like, I need to find a job, and that's priority number one. The moment I walked out that door, that's what I had to do.
Okay, and it took you 6 months, but it was really good. So I'm presuming that this was an upgrade in a role that was higher than what you were doing.
Yeah, it was. It was actually it was an upgrade. It was an upgrade in salary, and it was an upgrade in position or responsibility. Where it was more an upgrade of responsibilities, I should say. Because the company that I was working at was more national, then now my role here is global, where I have people around the world reporting to me. So it's a lot more responsibility, and it's just
okay. So with responsibilities and people reporting to you, there's a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the things is, let me ask you a question. How do you manage your stress? What do you do?
I don't. That's my problem.
Okay. Bingo. All right. So what you need to do is, and this is something that I've had to learn, I would encourage you to start meditation.
Okay.
And there's a lot of apps on the phone. SoundCloud has, there's a Calm. There's a lot of different apps for meditation. I have a friend of mine, he's a stress and anxiety coach. And he has these free meditations. I'm actually, you know what, Rich, I'll make a note. I'm going to send you Kelly's meditation thing that it's free. This is not something that you have to pay to start off meditating. It's a 15-minute meditation. And what you really want to do is when you're feeling, you want to really focus on meditation. Or I don't know if you exercise, Teresa. Do you exercise? Do you meditate, Teresa?
No, I need to start exercising because COVID weight is kicking in.
I hear you. I hear you. I need to get back to the gym myself. But whatever you can do, Rich, to step into self-care. Take care of Richie. Okay. Mickey will take care of herself too. But I don't know what she does for self-care. If she's stressed. What does Mickey do?
She works in an accounting firm.
Oh, okay.
So this is a big stress time for her right now.
I was just going to say that because it is a stress for Bill too, because Bill works during the day at a contract position, and then he does his own taxes at night and weekends. So he's really stressed. But he manages his stress really well. But so managing stress, whatever you can do to breathe, like even just breathing. Okay, take the time. 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes a day. What can you do to relax? Okay. And I know we're going off topic on this, but I feel that this plays a part in your overall, okay? Because, fear comes in, stress comes in, all of our thoughts come in, our mindset plays a huge part. I think when you start to think of, when you have a fixed mindset thought, what can you do to shift it around and say, okay, I'm not going to, I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to start to say positive words to yourself. Like, I'm going to be in business and I'm going to do this. I don't know how, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to get there. But you know what? One day at a time, you're going to do it. What will you do every day towards that business that you want to achieve? It's not going to happen overnight. Okay. It really isn't. And I want you to kind of give yourself permission that it's not going to happen overnight, that it's going to take time. But the more important thing is that why I wanted to do this webinar is that your mindset, it's all here. It's always here. Our trash that we have, all of our mental trash that we have that impacts us. Our family drama that sometimes comes in, or we have all this stuff that comes in and things that get overloaded. Rich and I are both, Teresa, have a mom who's got Alzheimer's. So both sisters have Alzheimer's.
Oh, no.
Okay. And so his mom is bedridden. My mom is not bedridden yet, but she's having challenges walking, but she's doing okay, Rich. She survived COVID with a pneumonia.
I know. Thank God. I saw that.
I know, right? It's like amazing. And my mother is just a rock. Okay.
She is a rock.
She's a rock. God doesn't want her in heaven yet. Okay.
She's still needed here.
She's still needed here not aggravate, because she really doesn't know what she's doing anymore. I mean, it's just my poor dad who's the caregiver, but we do have caregivers 7 days a week now. So
okay, good.
We've been able to manage the stress of that, because you need sometimes when you have the stress, what can you delegate? What can you let go of too that someone else can do? Okay. Rich, when you don't want to do those dishes at night, just delegate. Don't tell her I said that, right? Because you're going to say, what is Tina telling you? Okay. No.
You're going to get a phone call.
Okay. But my point is what can you at work? What can you delegate if there's something? I mean, you have a team of people, and I'm sure you know this, Rich. Delegation, to the right people. Okay. Right. How can you get the right people to help you so that you're not stressed? But, any questions, any thoughts, anything that's speaking to you that I'm sharing today?
No, I don't have any questions.
How are you feeling right now with the topic? Anything that stands out for you?
Well, actually, I do have a question. How can you delegate when you don't have anyone to delegate to?
So give me an example.
Okay, so for instance, I do the majority of all the work in the Connecticut office. So if I'm overwhelmed, I have no one to go to say, hey, can you help me with this? Because no one else knows my job. And those that know my job are located in the Maryland, New York, Houston office.
Well, you have a special organization. That's all I'm going to tell you. Because the way the structure of the organization is set up is that you should have somebody to delegate a task to, or if you had a great HR department to help you, to coach you through that, which you don't, because I know, that's an unfortunate thing. Okay, and this is why you're looking for a new role, because I know you're furloughed, but you don't even know if you're going to go back. And this is where companies don't realize this. Over 50% of employees are disengaged in their jobs. So what do you think they're going to do? They're either looking online for a next job while they're at their job, or they're just going to continue looking, and they're losing talent, but they don't realize it. Okay, they don't realize that they're losing talent and the cost of getting a new person. They just don't get it. Okay, and they pay a price, but they still don't get it. And that's part of the corporate world that they just don't get. Okay, so Teresa, unfortunately, I don't have any advice for you on who to delegate if you don't have no one to delegate in your role. What I was talking more about is what can you delegate in your life in general that relieves some of your stress. Okay, if somebody could have learned a task of yours, somebody else on your team, you know, then that would be great. Can somebody in Maryland or New York do a task for you? That would be awesome. See what I'm saying? So unfortunately, you don't really have that. Okay. And hopefully you'll leave that company. I mean, you're already furloughed, so we don't know if you're going to be asked to go back. But even if you're asked to go back, I hope that you'll have something in between, like before you're asked to go back. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So I would step up the sending out the cover letters. Like I said, I sent you the template. You have that. Just plug in for the other jobs you're going to apply to, and keep sending out resumes, keep networking, because it's a numbers game. Okay. It's all a numbers game. Okay. Any other questions? Any questions about the mindset, growth, fix? Like, what is there an area that you're just really struggling on with the mindset that I shared today?
Not really, other than how to, I mean, I obviously know I have that fixed mindset. I'm just trying to figure out, okay, so how do I break that?
Okay, so it's because it comes from beliefs, and it comes from, you know, a lot of our beliefs come from what? Our childhood and go into our adulthood. So what can you shift? Like, how can you start? I would encourage you to start. Have you heard of affirmations?
Yeah.
Okay. I would start to say great affirmations to yourself every day. I would like you to start journaling, like, you know, gratitude. What are you grateful for every day? Write things down. It gets you into a better state of mind. One of the things that I'm doing, one of my goals is to be a paid public speaker, motivational speaker. And I'm working with someone right now to get me out there and speak. And so he said, every day say, I'm an awesome professional public speaker. I am a sought after public speaker. Start saying things to you because you want to bring them in. You could even start to say, Rich, anything about your business. I am going to have a successful business. I don't know how, but it's coming. I know it's coming, and I'm worthy. I'm enough. I can do this. I am going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it. So I want you to start shifting. So getting from the fix to growth, I want you to start shifting the words you say to yourself. And whenever you're saying something fixed, turn it around. Like if you say, I'm too old to get a new job, let's just say, okay? I am experienced. I have a lot of wisdom. I have a lot of skills. I bring a lot of gifts to an organization. I am a problem solver. I contribute to their bottom line. Okay, so I want you to like shift your thoughts that you can do it and you're going to manifest it. Now, Rich and Teresa, it takes time, okay, to do that, but it's working. You're not going to be able to do it alone, and this is why I always encourage you to surround yourself with like-minded people. Okay, because I don't know if you've heard this before, but you become the 5 people that you hang around with. Okay, so look at the people you're hanging out with. Are they serving you or are they going against you? Are they the toxic people or are they supporting you? Are they really helping you to grow? If the people that say to you, oh, you're never going to get that business, Rich, why are you wasting your time? Not going to get it. You're really, you know, you should just stay with what you're doing, you know, because it's a job and you should be grateful that you have a job. And yes, I'm not saying not to be grateful for the job. Very grateful you have a job. There's people out there that don't have a job today.
Right.
So yes, be grateful for what you do have, okay, not what you don't have. And I think that when you come from that place, you're going to start to see more and more things are going to come. And, you know, like I had a money belief for all my life that grew up in this. Money's the root of all evil. There will never be enough money. Why am I, you know, I'm going to work hard and I'll make money. Well, guess what? Working hard doesn't necessarily get you money. It's working smarter can get you money, but working hard doesn't necessarily give you money. But always, you know, have that job security. My father used to always say that you need that security. You gotta always save for a rainy day, which I get. Emergency fund. I created an emergency fund so that I could leave my corporate job. I wanted to have some months put away. Then I had my husband who supported me. So you need to have the people around you support your dreams as well, because you can't do it alone. Okay. And also reach out to different resources, like working with a mentor, a coach, which I've done. I wouldn't be here today if I didn't work with a coach. Okay. I wouldn't, because you can't do it alone. And one thing I want to say is getting a lot of free stuff, you get overwhelmed and sometimes you just don't know what to do next. And you're like going, okay, well, should I do this? What makes sense? I don't really know. And I know today is just a quick snapshot of this topic. There's more, but I want to go into the 6 steps. Any questions? Because I want to talk about the 6 steps of going from uncertainty. What are the elements you need, okay, to get you to that clarity, okay? And I have a program on this and I'll share with you. You're going to all get an email tomorrow on the next steps, that if you choose to work with me or just having a chat, I offer free 30 minutes, one-on-one, complimentary, to just kind of chat more after this webinar today. But the 6 steps that I have worked with people, and if you go to my website, and this is what I'd like you to both do, www, I'll put it in here, lifeisideal.com. You could all get a gift. I have an ebook that it's called Get Clear with Your Career, the 6 steps. So these 6 steps that I'm going to go into today, grab your, it's called the Clarity E-Guide. You sign in, you get it downloaded to you, and it's yours, okay? And it'll go into more detail about these 6 steps. But the first one is knowing your why. You got to get clear on what is it that you want to do and why do you want to do it. Okay, so it's not just, okay, so Rich and Teresa, yes, Teresa, you want to write, you're writing, you're a public, you know, you're an author, you're already there, okay? But why do you love that? You know that, what is your why that you're doing what you're doing? Rich, like if you want to have a cake business, painting business, drawing business, what is it about that really gets you excited? What is it that you desire? And why do you desire that? Like, where did that come from? That creativity. Okay. So I want you to, really go deep on this, and the ebook will also get more deep, but also define, the second step is define your values. What's important to you? So for me, integrity, it's flexibility, it's freedom, it's relationships, community, making an impact is very important to me, because you want to align your values with what you want to do. Here's the thing. When we're working with a company that is not aligned with your values, there's friction, it's misaligned, and you find yourself more frustrated because you're not aligned with your values. So if you are working with the company, I would recommend, like if a company, let's say, for example, okay, they are unethical. They do things that are really unethical, and it goes against your values. And you are in a situation where you have to do something that's against your values. That's not good. That's not good. So you want to always focus on your values, okay? And really get clear. Make a list, like I have in the ebook. Make a list of 10 values, okay? Or 5 to 10 values that are important to you, okay? Any questions so far on the 2?
Nope.
No.
Okay, the third one is identify your strengths. There's another book, because I'm a book junkie, like my daughter. I mean, her and I shared the love of books. I forgot the name of the author, but it's called Strength Finders. In this book, Strength Finders, there's 36 strengths that we have, okay? And knowing what your strengths are is important. Like, who would like to share? Teresa, what are some of your strengths? Give me 1 to 2 strengths you have.
Well, of course, I love to write, and that's something I will always love to do. So
Yep.
that's my strength.
Good.
My other strength is I'm very easy to communicate with kids because I'm a mentor.
Yep. That's right.
And I'm also a volunteer for Junior Achievement.
Okay.
So it's really easy for me to speak with the kids.
Okay.
And easy, which is strange. When it comes to public speaking, I can speak to a whole classroom without a problem. Speak to a auditorium full of kids without a problem, but I can't do it in front of adults.
Okay. There's that. You know what? Speaking in front of adults, it's practice. Okay, it really is. The more you can practice in front of adults, there's an organization called Toastmasters. Teresa, I would recommend Toastmasters. That helps you to learn to practice public speaking. I mean, it's a program that I used to do it, and you do different speeches. You get in front of people. It helps you to overcome public speaking. Okay. I also know a coach that does public speaking as a business. She's a little pricey, but I would recommend Toastmasters.
Okay.
Okay. I would look into that. Okay. Because it's holding you back. And I want you to, which is going to lead into another step of mine, is vision. I want you to create a vision for yourself. Where do you see yourself with your business? Rich, where do you see yourself? Create a vision. If you haven't done a vision board, I've done in-person vision board workshops where people come together and we actually put on a board, magazine, pictures and words, things you want to bring into your life. Okay. There's a great book, another one, because like I said, I'm a junkie. I'll give you another one. Is are you feeling overwhelmed with my resources?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I find it helpful. I like it. I'm like you. I'm a book junkie, so I like to read and learn. So this is great.
So Jack Canfield is one of my mentors. I love him. I've seen him in person. I have his book, Success Principles. This goes deep on your passion, visualization, all about what do you desire in your life. Okay. And I have it here. Hold on.
Rich, do you have any pictures of your cakes and drawings?
It's how to get from where you are to where you want to be. Okay. And this is an updated version that I just got. And it's really about success. One of the things that I started doing that really led me to leave my job, I went to his workshop in Boston in 2018 in April. And every day he wants you to say for 30 days, twice a day. And I want you to start saying this and fill in the blanks, but I am happy and grateful that I am. And what I said was, I am happy and grateful that I'm a full-time entrepreneur impacting corporate women to leave their corporate careers. I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I'm happy and grateful that I am. You put it in present tense, not someday, next year. You are every day saying this. Keep it visual for you. So that's what leads into vision board. Visioning is, where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself, speaking to thousands of people, Teresa? Maybe not, but do you see yourself being an author of how many books? Maybe you're going to have 100 books you're going to be an author for. Like, really create a picture of where you see yourself. And I want you to really get that clarity with you and write it down. I mean, I want you to write things down every day. Like, that's why journaling is so important, because you're writing things down, where you see yourself, what do you want to achieve? And I want you to feel it. Like, how does it feel like when you have left your job? Teresa, when you left your job, step into that feeling of, whoa, I did it. I am so excited right now. I am living the dream. Okay. And I'm not saying that being an entrepreneur, you have no challenges, because guess what? You are it. You are the marketer, you're the financial, you are it. You are the CEO of your organization. Now, what I've started to do is delegate my weaknesses. Like, I don't like social media. I don't like to write. Hate it. I've delegated. I have somebody that does my posts. I have someone that has done my writing, because she's a better writer than me. I like doing videos like this. I like speaking in front of people. To me, I love being in front of people and speaking. Like, that's like, if I could be a paid speaker and I just go from place to place and get paid, I'm happy. Okay. And that's really where I coach people one-on-one, or I coach people in a group. But my strength is that public speaking. I love it. And I see myself, and I've done this on a vision board. I haven't packed, but which I need to get it out, create a new one. I really see myself speaking thousands, like Tony Robbins. Okay. And I actually will say to myself, here comes Tina Kadish, come on down. So I want you to start really visualizing yourself, what you're doing. Okay. And so, because that will really put you in that place. Okay. And I know we're a little bit over time. I'm almost done. Mindset is one of the steps. We ran into mindset, so I'm not going to go over that now, but the 2 types that I reviewed with you, and I shared another book on that. The 5th step was your vision. Okay. And we talked about that a few minutes ago. Do you have a clear picture of what you want? And then the 6th step is identify your passion. This is where I have my tool called the passion test that gives you that. What you get out of it is that you know what your top 5 most important things that you want to do with your life. Okay. And I got certified as a passion test facilitator, because there is a book on this as well. And which I'm not going to put out there here, because I think I've given you enough books. Today I've given you 1, 2, 3 books. My daughter and I shared, my daughter's room right now, we have to still go through her room. And the books that she has, I've taken some of them, but some of them are packed. My books are packed, because I had my own bookcase of books, and she has her own. And we had a lot of times we used to, share books, and she would read one and I would read one. And so, but my daughter loved history. My daughter was a historical buff. I didn't. I hated history. Okay. Just don't have a place. But that was me. We all have our strengths. Okay. So those are the 6 steps. Any questions, any thoughts, any ahas, any thing stood out for you, Teresa, Rich?
The one thing that stood out for me is, and it's something that I do and I have to work through, is the fact of feeling enough. Because the one reason why I've made some cakes, and I've actually sold a couple here and there, but it's always been, I never created a website. I never did any of those things because I never felt I was enough or that I was good enough. But every time I've sold it, I've been recommended. When people see them, they're amazed by them. I mean, honestly, some people have told me, they're just too good to eat kind of thing. But I don't see myself that way. I see myself as not being enough. And that's
that's an area. So an area that you need to work on is start to say to yourself, I am enough. I am more than enough. And say that every day and start to visualize people buying your cakes. Instagram for you would be awesome. Like what I would do is start baking the cakes, start showing them on Instagram, do videos of demos of you baking the cake and explaining the cake that you're baking. I don't know if you do any gluten-free. I mean, because gluten-free,
okay. Gluten-free.
Yeah, so gluten-free is huge. But my cousin on my father's side bakes beautiful things, but she never sells because she just does it for family. And I'm like, you could really create a business out of this. Do you realize that?
Right.
Okay. I mean, I have a friend of mine I just met today online. She has a business of gift baskets.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Oh, I love that.
That's it.
That's good.
That's it. Okay. And she does it full time. And she got connected with the Chamber of Commerce's. She got connected with other networking groups. This is where, like Teresa was sharing with you, Rich, find organizations, find places where you can go and connect with the like-minded people, or think of people like weddings for you would be, okay, so those wedding planners, you might not feel that you're there yet, but those are people that you would connect with. Anybody connected with the wedding industry, you need to connect with because you're in the cakes business, okay? What type of paintings do you do, like drawings? Like what types of things have you done in that area?
I've done pretty much anything. I've done some stuff for people that have hired me. Like I've done murals, and I've actually been paid for it.
Oh, nice.
I've actually been paid to do some murals. I've also, just do canvas work on acrylic or oil. On that part, I've mostly done things for people or for family and friends. I've never actually sold anything. Like for right now, I'm working on a painting for my nephew. He loves the Justice League, so I'm painting this large canvas of the Justice League for him. So
what you could start to do too is create a portfolio of all the things you've done, and that would be a marketing tool for people to show it to people. And
I think that's I think that's one of my problems. I don't market. I need to learn to market.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I'm still learning marketing. Okay, Rich. It's a non-stop, ongoing. It never ends. As an entrepreneur, it never ends. Ever. Marketing is the biggest area to bring in the people. People need to see you. People need to know who you are, but you need to show up.
Right.
How is Rich and Teresa showing up? Are you showing your work, Rich? Facebook, start going on Facebook, start joining groups on Facebook, or start going on LinkedIn. If there's any area on LinkedIn that you could start showing your work, things like that. You need to start letting people know who Rich Perry is. Okay. And I know that you're working full time. And one of the challenges that I had was LinkedIn, is that I couldn't promote my business while I was working on LinkedIn like I did, but I still had my business. Like I still showed in my work experience that I was a career coach. Okay. So as long as I didn't bring it into the workplace, but I still showed it on LinkedIn profile.
Right.
Okay. And so you could still, in your LinkedIn, I haven't seen your LinkedIn, but in the banner, you could always have a word that brands you, because that's one of the things that I help people is to figure out who you are as a brand. Okay. Because we all have a brand. You're a creative person. So you are definitely, instead of calling yourself a baker, you're a designer.
Well, yeah, that's sort of what it is. I mean, it's like sculptures out of cake.
Yeah. No, you're a cake designer. Okay. So, I want you to start, thinking about what are some things you can do. And so how does everybody feel? Because it's a little bit over. how do you feel about today? I know it's quick. It's only an hour. This is just a snapshot to get you some information. You're going to get an email. I work with people. I have a 3-month program that I work with people. But I would love a testimonial from each of you. Doesn't have to be video, Teresa. It could be written. Of what did you learn today? And what is the one thing that you will do differently from this webinar? Okay. And we could set up a call, 30 minutes, and you could, email it to me, or you could, if you want to do a video, you could send me the video testimony if you feel brave, Teresa. How are you feeling today, Teresa?
Feeling good. Be honest, but just you doing this today, I do want to leave my job, actually, but
I know
that I'm not financially stable. I do where do I see myself? On a New York bestseller list. That's where I see myself.
Good. So that's good. Like, for example, I have a book coming out this month, in 2 weeks. It's actually a chapter in a book collaboration, Rich. Teresa, I don't know if you know this, but so my daughter's story, and it's all about a mother's voice, that everything can change in a blink of an eye. And so I created an acronym. And actually, let me show you the cover.
Oh, wow.
So I wrote a magazine article. Daniela would be like shocked that I'm a writer, that I wrote an article. I could hear her saying, "Go, mom, go. You are a writer now." Like, yeah, okay. But yeah, so I just expanded on this article into a book chapter. So it's coming out in a couple of weeks. So I'll let you know. It's going to be on Amazon. I hired a book coach, a writing coach, who also will get, she has a publishing company.
Oh.
You know what? You should connect. You know what, Teresa? I'm going to send you her name. I'm going to send you an email introduction.
Okay.
Because her name is Elizabeth Hill. She has a publishing company called Green Heart Living. And I think she could really help you. How can you she runs a company. She's an entrepreneur running a publishing company.
Wow, that's awesome.
I will send it to you, Teresa. I just love when I think of things at the spot, at the like things like that. If I could help you connect with her, I think she could be, and she has book collaborations. You could ask her, I mean, you're a children's book author. Does she publish children's books?
Oh, okay.
Or maybe she could direct you somewhere that can help you to get that resource. Okay.
That'd be awesome.
So how do you feel about the hour, that a little bit over today?
I feel fine about it. Rich, I have a suggestion for you.
Sure.
I know an artist. I don't know if you're on Instagram. His name is Cal, Cal, C-A-L, and I think it's _the artist.
Okay.
Cal the artist. He has done work for Spike Lee.
Oh, wow.
And he goes to a lot of art shows where his work is up.
Okay.
I think if you go on Instagram and follow him,
okay,
and reach out to him. He lives right in. Oh yeah, he's right in Norwalk or Stanford.
Okay.
And he used to work with my boyfriend, and that's how I met him.
Yeah.
Okay. So why do you want to put it in the chat? What is it? Cal C?
Yeah. Let me look that up.
Underscore.
Instagram. Let me go into my Instagram real quick. And he goes to a lot of art shows, so I think that would be great for you.
No, that sounds great. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I'm sitting here on my own little island, and I need to reach out. I need to start, because again, it goes back to the whole I'm not good enough. They keep stopping me. I got to.
So that's one thing, Rich, that if you could work on one thing.
Yeah.
From today, I want you to shift your thoughts. I want you to shift your words, and to go into the I am, and fill in the blank. I am, like I will say, I am powerful, I'm successful, I am worthy, I am enough, I'm more than enough. But you wanna, And you might say to yourself, but I'm not really believing that. Okay, because that's where I've been. I'm not really believing that I'm enough. So why am I saying that I'm enough? Am I just saying it to say it?
Right.
Okay, but you got to start, like, really start to believe, like, look for signs, and you have the signs that you are enough because you've sold cakes.
Yeah.
You've sold some art. Okay. Oh, good. Good. Reese books. Okay, good. Thank you. So I just, here's the thing. We have 2 people here today, and the other people that couldn't come, it's okay, because I mean, everyone's going to get the replay, so I don't want to say anything, but 2 people, the power of exchanging ideas, resources, and it is powerful because Rich, you're not alone. You're not on an island. You need to step out of your comfort zone to get into meeting people. Teresa, you are already doing a lot. Okay. You're writing your books. You are looking for a new career. So you're already starting. Okay. And so give yourself a, pat on the back. Both of you, pat on the back, because you are more than enough and you're doing more. The fact, Rich, that you are aware of where you are, that you want to change, is huge, because a lot of people don't even know, or not even are willing or aware that they need to change. They're just stay in that fixed mindset that, well, this is where I'm going to be, and I don't care what you say. I'm just going to stay here because this is where I'm going to be. Now, nothing you could say will change my mind.
Right.
You're not there. You are definitely open to the possibilities. And that's what really growth mindset is, that you're looking for the possibilities. You're looking for solutions versus staying stuck in the problem.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any other thoughts before we sign off?
No, this was great. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah,
This was, I hope that you enjoyed it. I know
Definitely.
it's 1 hour. I don't want to make it too long because I want to respect people's time, but what I will do is I could email you my calendar link, and we could either, if you want to send me your testimonial in writing, or if you want to do a video, you could just shoot me a video. I'll send you my calendar link if you want to schedule a 30-minute call with me. It's no commitment. If when you get my email tomorrow about the 3-month program and you say, no, the price, whatever it is. Okay. I have 2 payment plans. Okay. I have payment plans. However, if you have any questions, do not let the price deter you from calling me. Now, I know both of you, Rich, you're my cousin, Teresa. If you come to me and say, let's talk about this, or maybe you have some, like I even put in my email, if you have any questions, contact me. Okay. Because I really want to make a difference for you. I really want to see both of you out of where you are and step into your greatness, step into your own greatness, because you deserve it. And that's another thing you should say. I deserve to be successful. I deserve to step into my greatness, because we all do.
Yep.
We all do. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you. Let me stop the recording.